Hi, my name is Zoe and I'm from Woolly Cactus Designs, and today I'll show you how to do a single crochet swatch. So, a single crochet is a very commonly used stitch in crochet, and it's usually used in terms of making very dense and solid fabric. In terms of project use, most of the time you'll find single crochet used in amigurumi, so stuffed animals, and other very tightly stitched clothing. So this is what a final swatch will look like. It curls a little bit because it still needs to be blocked and set flat, but otherwise this is what the final result will look like. So grab your hook and grab your yarn and let's get started. For this tutorial you will need some yarn and a hook. What you'll need to do is start off by making a single crochet chain of 15 stitches. So we start off with our slip knot in terms to start our chain. You can always watch a video tutorial that we've recently made on how to start a chain, and we're going to chain 15. So yarn over, pull through, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Alright, so this is our base chain of 15, or our foundation chain. What's important to notice is that when you're building a square, rectangle, or any type of clothing that is done flat and not in a circle, you always need to have a border. In terms of the single crochet, since we're only moving up 1, and the stitch height itself is a standard height of 1, you're going to want to do a side stitch of 1 to add on the end. This will be explained further, especially in the double and triple crochet. So we have 15, and now we have to add a 16th stitch. So we're going to yarn over and pull through. This 16th stitch is an invisible stitch, or well, invisible. It's not going to be counted since it acts as the border. So to start the next row, let me zoom in for a second, we're not going to want to insert our hook into the 16th stitch that we made. We want to insert it into the 15th. So what we're going to do is we're going to hold our yarn steady and insert our hook in the middle of the V, so in the middle of the stitch of the second chain on the hook. So this is chain 1 and 2, so we want to insert it in the second of the hook. So we insert our stitch. Oops, see? Sometimes it can be a little tricky, so we insert, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2. We do the same in the next one. So insert our hook, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2. And we're going to keep on going one stitch at a time until we get to the end of the row. See how I'm holding my chain? I'm holding it in my index and my thumb, and always leaving only one stitch visible in order to make sure to not skip any stitches. Some patterns will ask you to skip a stitch, but in this case this pattern doesn't. So we keep going into always the next chain, the next stitch. Insert, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2. So let me zoom out a bit so we have a better view. There we go. So I'm going to just grab some more yarn. You always want to leave yourself with a good length of yarn to work with. And we're going to keep on going until the end of the row. So we insert our hook, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2. And again, insert, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2. And all the way to the end. This takes a while, so feel free to pause the video and do it on your own time, or follow me through this one. Pull through 2. So we currently have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We're supposed to have 15, so the next one is 10. So insert our hook, yarn over. See, you have to take your time to properly yarn over, pull through. And when you yarn over, when you insert your hook, if you insert your hook in the next stitch, let me zoom in to show you what the common mistake is, when you insert your hook into the next stitch, you always want to yarn over from back to front and not front to back. See what I'm doing here? If I'm going underneath and wrapping it like this, you're wrapping your yarn around the chain and this will make a big lump, and we don't want that. So you always want to go from behind and yarn over. Your yarn always needs to stay behind your project in order to properly yarn over and to have the proper tension needed. Okay, so we're reaching almost to the end point. Insert. And we have one last stitch to go. So you see here, this is the knot that we made at the beginning, and it's connected to the last stitch right here. So you never want to insert your hook into that knot, but always into the V right before it. Insert, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2. So there we go. This is the end of row 1. So let me zoom out just a bit. This is the end of row 1. So if not to lose your stitch, you can always just pull it out a bit and then slightly tug it so it doesn't fall out or slip out. So this is your first row. Now, we're going to go on to row 2. For row 2, we're going to put our hook back into the loop. We're going to tighten it a bit, and we're going to add a chain. So like we did at the first row for the foundation chain, we added a 16th. We're going to add 1. We're going to turn our project around, and now we're going to start row 2. And to start row 2, we are going to insert our hook not in the middle of the V like we've been doing, but underneath it. So if you're holding it like I do along your finger, you can see these bumps here. Each of these bumps represent 1 stitch. What you want to do, if you pull it across, you can see these gaps between the bumps here, these horizontal lines. That's where you want to insert your hook. So if you look from a bird's eye view from up top, you'll see the beautiful V's, which are your stitches. So we're going to go underneath our V, so in that gap, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2. So I'll give you from a side view. So see that gap, this 1 and 2. So we're going to insert right between the 2, and that happens to be underneath the 2 branches of the V. Pull through 2. Okay, one more time, but from a bird's eye view, we're going to insert our hook underneath, yarn over. Oh, see, that didn't work. See, that happens. Sometimes your yarn splits and you end up grabbing just a hair of it. That's okay. Slowly remove your hook and start over. So we're going to insert our hook, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2. And again, insert our hook, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2. Insert. Oh, technical difficulty. See, this is what happens when you don't give yourself enough length on your hoop. Sometimes you lose a stitch or your hook slips out. So we're going to pop underneath. And if your tension is tight, sometimes it'll be a little stiff going underneath the stitches, and that's okay. Just make sure you take your time and follow through. Okay, so we insert our hook underneath the V, pull and through. Insert, pull and through. Insert, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2. Insert, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2. See, it kind of like flops around, but that's normal because we haven't really established much of a base. So we're just going to keep on going, holding on as best as we can. Okay, so you see now I have 1, 2, 3 stitches left to my row. So we're gonna underneath, pull through, insert, pull through. Okay, so we've reached the end of the row. We still have one to go, but you see how it kind of curves in? The edges curve in. It's really important to always get that last stitch, or else you're going to be skipping a stitch each row and you'll be decreasing and you won't end up with a nice rectangle. You'll end up with a kind of triangle. So into that last stitch, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2. Let me zoom out. And there we have it. So we have our row 2 done. And if you wanted to continue in making a nice rectangle shape, you keep going like we just did with row 2. You would add a stitch, your chain 1 at the end, turn your project around, and you'd keep on inserting your hook, pull yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2. And you'll keep on doing that until you get to the end of your project. As practice, I want you to try making this, which is 10 rows of 15 stitches wide. Alright, so take your time, practice, 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 and I can't wait to see what you do next.